He's doing well. Um, Today we're going to be doing a very up close and personal state of the collection explained real quick, right? And in this video, I'll be talking about, or this live rather, I'm actually going to address something we talked about on the live stream I did with two other watch enthusiasts, man. My man Skylar Santana fell through, and then Robert Wood, man. Two great watch enthusiasts, two great personalities, man. What's going on, T White? And yeah, man, we're gonna be talking about something. Now, I do have a number of watches right here on the table with me, and this is as far as my collection is concerned, nowhere near close to the amount of watches I have in my collection. Let me see how many I got on tape. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 watches. With the one on my wrist right now will be 12, which currently wearing this PRX. We'll be talking about that. So I do want to explain the ground rules of today. My collection, why my collection looks the way it does, and then we'll talk about. I was watching watches with Dennis, and he did a video or live yesterday about the industry, the troubles and stuff like that, man. I want to actually kick off today's video with a watch, man. Shout out to my man Godfather. Actually, this is an Invicta Excursion. This one right here is the Arctic, and if you see on the back, it has the Invicta logo, and it is 164 out of 300. That's how many was made. The significance of this watch, here's the deal. And let me knock out two things. One, of course, happy birthday, Godfather. Two, I made a comment yesterday about Invicta, right? On multiple channels, on different, because I talk about different stuff, and I know that there are a group of people out there that don't acknowledge or consider Invicta to be a watch to be collected because of its size, because of the MSRP, oversaturating the market with a bunch of stuff that they consider junk. There's a number of reasons why people don't, but what you have to understand is, I said this yesterday on my live, Invicta pieces, Invicta collectors are on their spectrum, right? It's like Nerf or nothing. They're all in or they're not. They're not going to collect. Now, you do have some Invicta collectors that love their majority of their collection is this, but they may have an Omega in their collection. They have Rolex. They have, some other stuff. But they like to diversify. They like, for whatever reason, like, like, you have to ask yourself, get out of here, sucker. You have to ask yourself, why do you collect? Trap, send me a hookup for a Spinnaker. Okay. Get rich. What's going on, bro? Welcome in, everybody. Good. Scott, hope you're enjoying that. I got your message. I was watching. Man, I was watching JTV with you guys. Man, I was zoning in and out. I was exhausted, bro. So I saw the chat, and then I had dozed off, and then I saw you had said, man, I went to sleep with it. Just when it came on, I had dozed off, man. But glad you enjoyed it, man. And again, thank you for supporting. Those vets got that money, bro, and I just appreciate y'all. I really do, man. That was awesome, man. But anyway, going back to this, right? So this right here, bigger is better. That's why I collect Invictus, right? And this right here, this actually comes out of Godfather's collection. Haha, yeah. I have this. I obtained it, and I really dig this watch. And it's not every day you get to do stuff like this. But here's the deal. Going back to Invicta collectors, they stand by their collection just like some of you guys stand by the brands that you like. For example, I know that you have Timex collectors, right? I talked to some people in the Timex community. That's all they care about, right? It's Timex. You have people that they collect Omega, but they have other pieces. You know what I'm saying? You might get like a Seamaster and a Speedy, and that's that. Forgive me, that beat. Well, it's nature. I'm out here in the wild. It's getting colder here, so the bees are out doing their thing. I say this is the season where they like to sting people. Anyway, so even though Invicta collectors are different, they're still the same in a way because they stand by their brand. They stand by the culture, and that's that. There's no other explanation behind it. So I do understand that people, you don't like the Invicta. That's fine. But like my man T. White said here, I'll post this right here. Bigger is better. That's why I collect. Tony got my Grand Diver dual movements from JTV yesterday. Okay, cool. I miss JTV yesterday. Hey man, I heard somebody screaming. I was like, hey, folks don't play. I'm up out of here. You feel me? Oh, now it's 2 B's in here. Out of here, man. God, dog. I'm about to bring me a zapper in this bad boy. This probably be like one of the last times I'll be out here because the temperature is getting, it's not bad right now, but I don't want to have to fight this type of stuff unless I go to the park. But then, no, I ain't going to the park because then there's more bugs out there. Anyway, so I'm not here to explain so much as to why, but I do want to, like, while I'm on the Invicta tip, I did leave a message like this. So, for example, when it comes to Invicta, like, one thing I didn't like, right, and I collected this because it came out of somebody I revere as like being one of the best collectors out there when it comes to the Invicta community. The one thing I don't like is, let's say for instance, this watch was out right now, right? But 3 years ago, this watch, the same watch, nothing changed about it, right? Let's say this watch was $499, right? And today, just I'm gonna say 2 years after the fact, same watch, the watch goes for $199. So people that are coming in now, you have an opportunity to jump on, you know, like, hey, I got it at a decent price, something I think is fair. But what about the collector that bought at the higher price? And especially when they do the research and say, hey, there's nothing different in the crystal still the same, still stainless steel 316, still got a leather strap on it, it still have a quartz movement, it still has screw down crown, and it's just the last of, you know, there's 300 of these, they didn't sell out, so now they selling it. Like, how is that? I got robbed. So that'll have me looking at the company like, so let me finish explaining, because I never really addressed what I think I did. I may have, but let me address it again. I was collecting nothing but Invicta, right? And one of the things that I noticed was Invicta has a through Invicta Ryan, you can email them and say, hey, I would love to see you do a watch with this type of finishing. I'd love to see this type of movement. I'd love to see something different, a different variation, right? And you wait and you wait and you wait. The watch never comes. I know it takes a couple years for them to look at it, chew it over, see, you know, like they go through a process. Can we make money off this, right? Because there's still a business at the end of the day. Hey, you guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up coming in for me, please. And yes, they want to make money at the end of the day, but they have prided themselves on, they see that the Invicta community was so loyal, right? And so just like, it was a frenzy, man. It was like dropping a piece of meat in a bunch of piranhas. They're like, oh, good prices, good watches. And that actually got a number of us to go down this pathway of wanting to know more. You know, like I learned about the movements through Invicta, right? The importance of having certain movements, like the accuracy, you know, and things of that nature. So even the history of the movements, because I went down that rabbit hole. Like, you know what? I need to know, like, what was so important about the Val Zhu 7750, and that story was amazing. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So it just opened my mind to stuff. So I actually got into a position where the Pro Diver became one of my favorite watches to get, and I love divers. And I wanted to see the diver in certain variations. I did want to see more of the Swiss-made stuff and the different dial textures, and I love the meteorite. I just love having those different elements. I'm not so much a diamond guy, even though I have some diamond pieces in my collection. I just want to see more, and Invicta wasn't hitting, it wasn't scratching that itch. So it was easy for me to go to companies like, you know, I got introduced to the micro brand. You guys ever see this one? Of course you did. You've seen this before. This right here is my Dufresne Leonard dial, and this is the Travis, which is my first name. I'm highly allergic to bees. These things are no joke. Yeah, man, I've been stung. I mean, I may walk away with this thing today, but you know the show must go on. This right here is I'm gonna call this a specialty piece. I didn't even know I liked linen dials until I saw this one. I didn't even know what a linen dial was, man. If you go back to my original, somebody left a comment it's like, "Hey, man, I see you like that linen dial." I was like, "The who?" I don't know. I got to research that. What you talking about, a linen dial? I'm like, "No, dude, you got a linen dial." And I was like, "Oh, is that what that is?" I called it tablecloth because it reminded me back in the '70s. That was the material that I seen on the kitchen table. Was that bad boy right there, right? And it's a number of things to this, man. The loom on it makes it look digital. It has Vickers, which means that so you see the finishing on it. It's scratch resistance up to a point. 840 Vickers, which I think the most I've ever seen the most I have in my collection is 1200 Vickers, and that just says that over time, using this as a desk diver, this thing is going to look great. And this was the last year I bought this at what was this wind up in Chicago, and 40 millimeter, right? So this is a lot smaller than. Matter of fact, let's do a comparison. This is what I started out with. This is what I, ended up with. Completely different watches, different sizes, right? Now I do want to say this, and based on the comment that was left, that doesn't make me less of a collector because I have Invicta. You can't really if you feel that if somebody has 200 or 300 or 400 Invicta pieces, they don't have any other, they're all watch collectors. They are watch collectors. It's still a watch. Like, you don't like it, but it's still a watch. You can't tell somebody. What's up, Brian Jackson? What's going on, brother? BJ in the building. Show it again. That piece is sweet. Which one, bro? This one or this one? I got this upside. Oh no, it's right side up. So yeah, this one right here, linen dial. And now you can't see on the back of this thing, but like that star right there is for Texas, because that's what this watch came out of. So after Paul actually walked me over to the frame, and Steve is the owner of this, I got it. I purchased the watch. I like it. You know what I'm saying? And then, it got my first name on it. That watch, man, in comparison to other watches, man, because like, let's stay on this for just a quick second. This watch is not like your Rolex. It's not like your Audemars. It is not like what's the other one? Omega. This is independent brand. It's a dive watch and it has a different vibe to it. This watch, when I discovered this watch, this particular one, Oris was there at the same wind-up event, and I said, yo, who cares about the Kermit when you can have this one right here? And yeah, I appreciate people not like really attacking me in the chat because Oris is a great brand, but for the price, I was like, that's a lot of money for a watch that has Kermit on it. And this one, that green, bro, green just hit. Yeah, that green hit. All right, hold on, let me see. What's up, Ripsaw? Yo, Joe is in the building. The last 3 years, I have been reducing the millimeter size of my watch. Yeah, BJ, I seen some of your pieces, man. I seen some of your pieces. Speaking of which, man, I want to show you guys something that I think is probably one of the most, like, hands down, one of the best Seikos I've ever experienced. And it's this one right here. It's not a Grand Seiko. It's that piece right there, man. You see how the dial is feathered, man? It's almost like a painting. Let me see, get that out of it's almost like a painting. And then you can even see on the back, the rotor is gold too. I don't really like gravitate towards gold watches, man, but like when I saw this one, I said, oh bro, I gotta get this one. I actually got this from Kokomo Watch Company. I actually bought this, man. They put the movement in for me and everything because it came differently. You know what I'm saying? What it is. So I bought this watch at a reasonable price, and they're not like outrageous, man. But I feel like if you're gonna get like the NH35, and this one, man, this is a nice little dress watch. You know what I'm saying? Like this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope. So I had to add this one. I didn't have to, but I said, why not, man? This thing, man, especially with me being a grandfather, this on that grandfather. This is a grown man watch. That's a grown man watch. Showcase in here. What's up, Showcase? Hold up, I don't see you. Where you at? Where you at? Godfather's in here. Happy birthday, Godfather. Hold up, seeing that you here. Of course, man, I had to, rock that fun. And this is basically, again, this isn't half of the watches that I purchased over this year, but some of these watches that I have right now are from last year up to this point. And I'm just kind of breaking it down for people, man. And then there's some other points that I want to make, because let me go back. I can't remember what the price of this was when it first came out, but like, of course, Invicta is like really inexpensive in comparison to some of the watches that you can get right now. But there was a time, like I said, I actually up this comment. Everybody in the chat that's collected Invicta know that what was it? The hybrid, the Sabakwa hybrid. That thing was on Shop HQ $529 for a quartz piece. Like if you got it on the what movement was that? The calendar movement. Oh, you spending like between $529 to $550, somewhere around there, $549, whatever. But like now you can get that watch for like no more than $250. Same watch, ain't nothing changed about it. Nothing changed about it. So now that puts Invicta in the danger zone, man, because there are a lot of companies. If you guys like Swiss-made pieces, that puts you in that realm, because this one is about around that same price as, like one of those Invicta pieces. Now, granted, if you're not into something like this, right? You're like, bro, that's too small. I need something a little bigger. And you like, hey, if you don't mind the NH35, I'm gonna say Spinnaker. I know Jay Jones mentioned this earlier. Spinnaker, bro, and Spinnaker just literally dropped 2. So this one, this is Dumas. This one comes in different colorways, man. I got this one, man. I had to get this one, bro. Like that Bead Blast Gray, like that dial is different, man. I mean, the case is different, the dial is different. The indices, man, are raised. You got that 3D effect. And then that look at that, the hand, man, the big orange, it almost reminds you like that claw of the, like you ever seen one of those, was it a crab or whatever? You got the little small hand, they got the bigger one. That's what that remind me of. There was actually a He-Man character like that too. That one right there, man. This watch is dope, bro. That ceramic bezel, man. It just kind of gives that 50 fathoms vibe on it, man. It's a delicious watch, bro. And it's inexpensive. It's inexpensive. It's not going to break the bank. And granted, this isn't like a 50 millimeter. And I know some people that's in the realm of Invicta, you like, hey, I got it. It got to be big, bro. I'm telling you, this one right here, if you were to go outside the realm of Invicta, man, I would say definitely Spinnaker, because they got the colorways. They got the NH35 movement, which, hey, robust, low cost, the water depth ratio on this thing. And then, yeah, quit playing. Hey, the loom on this thing is sick too. So I added this to my collection, man. As you can see, the dual deployment clasp on it. This watch is dope. This watch is dope. This was a and hold on, let me see. What's up, Watchman 54 is in here. Hold up, Clarence in here. Did I miss you, Clarence? There you go. What's going on, brother? Luciano in the building. The great Santini. How are you doing? That Seiko 41 millimeter. 41, and it like, man, because it no bezel, it looks bigger. It looked like it could be like a 42, 43, but because it don't have a bezel, man, it's like it's all watch, man. This thing's, and they have it in so many, like this the cocktail time, right? This is one of the dare I say, one of the most essential Seikos, because like Seiko 5 is cool, right? And I didn't bring any out here with me. Seiko 5 is, I think, is probably more collected than this, but this one comes like they even got GMTs in these now. They got a GMT, they got different colorways. They got one that reminds you of like a sunset or something. Oh, that thing's beautiful. And for the price, I was like, you think of watches like Grand Seiko that their dials are just immaculate. Seiko did their thing. This is one of my favorite Seikos ever in history. So every watch that I just showed you, the most expensive so far was this one. This one was, what did I get this for, like 5 and some change? I think it's like $5.99 now. Your best bet, just a little piece of advice. If you are feeling something like this from Dufresne, I would recommend that you go to an event, to one of the wind-up events. If Dufresne's gonna be there, you have a great possibility, great chance of, because they normally give a percentage off. Some people 10%, some 15%, some 20%. Just depends. I believe Spinnaker was doing 20% right there, or 25% or something like that. They give a good percentage off. But it will behoove you to go to one of those events, because you can basically get one of these watches a lot cheaper being at the event. You talking to them, just talk to them, ask them. Sometimes they'll negotiate with you. I know this. Now, homage pieces, Panerai anybody. That's what inspired me to get this watch right here from Spinnaker. Another Spinnaker right here. I actually have 4 Spinnaker now. 4 Spinnaker pieces. Plays no games. Plays absolutely no games with this. 3 of the Spinnaker are just basic Spinnaker. The 4th one is the Spinnaker collab with Islander that I got last year. Hold on. I'm going to make sure I don't want to... Lee is not around watching that PRX. Ha! Yeah, Scott. You watch your back, Trap. Lee isn't in the building yet. You know what that means. I know Spinnaker just made some big discounts. Yeah, I seen that. Hey, Ripsaw, JTV, Mr. JJ. Event Shores, what's going on? How y'all doing? I saw y'all show last night too. I was actually walking. I was doing a late night walk. I was in the park and I just happened to see. I was looking down. And I was listening to y'all talking relationships and stuff. 54 was good. Spinnaker's definitely dope. Yeah, Spinnaker is hands down. I mean, you can't beat the price, man, because this one right here is a Panerai homage. It has the same style to it, but then it makes it its own. Makes it its own. And you can see it has air coating, got like that little, there we go. This is different, man. It's different. I had to put this in my collection. Very comfortable. It is a very comfortable watch. And that's the other thing too, is brand loyalty only goes so far with me, because I like watches. You know, speaking of which, you know what I'm saying, fair and sweat. Shout out to my man Adam, because I don't have the watches out here with me, but you know. And I did put, for this video, if you're wondering why I put the paid logo on this video, is because I want to show you another watch that is very polarizing. It's not going to fit everybody, but you know, people that like that Richard Mille look, this would be a perfect watch. But because it's a Star Trek, you know, and I always acknowledge that the fact that Nubeo sent me this watch. They let me take it on a spin and say, hey, enjoy it, knock yourself out. And I have this watch. So if you guys have yet to see Nubeo, and there's actually a new, man, dude, I like this version, but they have one with the actual Starship Enterprise on the dial. So this one right here is another looker, another watch that's added to my collection, and one that was given to me by a watch company, right? So would I add this to my collection if it wasn't for them giving it to me? And I'm going to say yes, just because of that right there. I'm a fan of Star Trek, bro. I make sure I'm saying. Last time I said that, I kept saying Star Wars, and somebody was like, "Yo, what are you talking about, bro?" It doesn't matter what they sent you. Oh my gosh, man, who let this dude in the building? What's up, Leo? Joe said dope. be to crash, about to crash out. Tired? What's fake? I can assure you, if you're talking about my watches are fake, I don't have any fake watches up here. Miyota 9000 series. And which one? I don't have, none of the watches I have up here has a Miyota movement in it. The watches I have up here are going to either be NH35. I have one that is an ETA 2824 base. Other one is Salida 200s. Yeah. Everything's going good, man. What's up, Alex? Hey, Glenn, hit me up on Instagram under Trapvision 3D. I'd like to see what you got. I would definitely like to see what you got. High beat. Yeah, so this one again before I, take it completely off the table. NH35 in this bad boy. AR coating underneath. Some of these stated on the website that they had AR coating on the top as well. I think this one is just underneath the bottom because I actually tested the set to see if it was sapphire crystal and it tested out. So I was like, I don't know that you'll be able to get that test with the AR coating on the top of it. I could be wrong. I've never tried it. All right, so another watch that, now this is this the most expensive one I have on the table? Yes, this is the most expensive watch I have on the table. And I gotta say that some of my collection was inspired by having a company that has lineage, right? And this is a Ball. This isn't one that is like super popular, but what Ball is, I don't know what, like I've researched Ball watches and it's not like there's a standout timepiece. This one right here is the Fireman Night Train. Now, I wanted to add Ball to my collection. I didn't want to spend that Ball price because Ball, like you get a GMT joint, yeah, you paying about $2,500. There's certain, dog, man, get out of here. He almost got me. He was in my fingertips. There are certain Ball watches that are out of the price range. They priced me out. But the fact that I found this one on Joma Shop at a reasonable price, and I mean extremely reasonable when it comes to an expensive watch. Now, the one thing I don't get, and I didn't get this through Joma Shop, I didn't spring for their warranty. I personally, it's like a 2-year warranty, and I was like, well, if something happened to it, and I sent it back, I've seen too many like horror stories with Joma Shop, so I was like, I have a watchmaker close by. It's a movement that, even though they put their own spin on, I don't know what the movement looked like, but it's based off the 2824, the ETA. So that's another thing too. When you shop it, man, when you get these watches, man, just be mindful of these, man. Like sometimes getting those in-house movements, are you ready to maintain that watch? Are you ready to maintain that watch? Another reason why I prefer to go automatic. Because I'm one that collected so many watches in this year alone. I can't even tell. I'll do an actual count at the end of the year of how many watches I purchased for 2024. And then I'll do the number for 2020. No, I got the number for 2023. But I went straight automatic. And I do have a couple of quartz pieces. But the more quartz, think about how much, man. I don't know about you, but if you have a watchmaker nearby that may charge you $12-15 to change the battery. I could change my own battery, but I could take it up to Kokomo on particular watches, have them pressure tested for me, man, and even update it if I need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I want the dive ratio a little better than what it is, man. So I'll rather pay that money. But if you're just doing basic maintenance on it and you're not changing the battery yourself, and let's say you got 150 watches, you know that over a 4-year period, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say that's when most batteries are going to, unless you pull that crown out to where the battery's not running. So that can give you another, 2 years with that. But when it's time to change those batteries, you know how much money you're going to spend, bro, changing batteries? It like, between $15 to $25. You talking about anywhere from 2,500 to 3,750. Just changing over 150 watches, man. Get out of here, sucker. So that's why I prefer to have automatics, man. Get out of here, bro. Man, I need a fly swatter. Congrats on your new intro. Thank you. Hey, man, I appreciate that, bro. I really like the intro, man. I sat in and worked on that thing for a couple hours the other day before I dropped it. And I was like, okay, get out of here. Man. This beat about to piss me off, man. Oh, if I can get, I'm gonna smack the mess out as soon as you come around. Smack foul to you. All right. Boy, Trap went to the Spinnaker website. Shit, I'll order from there. Yeah. You either that or Mark. I would say this, bro. Do this. Before you buy from the Spinnaker website, go over to Islander, Long Island Watches, and look at what he got. And this like if you go to Islander, create you an account and stuff like that, he's gonna have the same deals as you know what I'm saying, as those. But the more you buy from him, you get these things called crowns. And once you start, you know, because how you buy, bro, you'll eventually you'll get enough to where you can get. I had a decent amount of money because I had bought a number of watches from him. Oh, I had like $75 off. Plus, I had a code and all this other stuff. Like, bro, like it's. I think it's. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's either or. I don't think you can use both. But I had enough money to get money off of a watch that I wanted, man. I had $75 off. It was better than getting the 20%. I was like, and at any given time, he's giving 5% off, even if on your first purchase. But I think if you sign up for the text message blast on your first purchase, you get 20% off. So. Ball watches are fine and big in London. High-end store. Yeah. Bro, somebody always talking junk about me, bro. Love that watch. Thank you. Sorry, I did. Type in Trapvision 3D on Instagram. It's just I carry the same handle, but I mean, even if you hit me on Facebook, it's Travis Wiley under Facebook. Hio Silver, Omega or Breitling. If I had my pick, honestly, I'm gonna go Omega. Breitling is more approachable though, and you still get the heritage, you get the look, and like for me, so I approach Omega from a different lens. And I get it that the Moon Watch, the Omega Speedy, it's been said that this is the best watch to get. Every enthusiast should have this one, but I'm gonna tell you something. There is the Omega Speedy 57 in the maroon. Oh, this thing is all maroon like a wine color. Oh, this thing is beautiful. It's on a leather strap. It's something that you don't see on YouTube whatsoever. I had the opportunity of going out to an AD, and they gave me the full. They broke down all the watches. They took all the watches out, let me look at them, go through all of them. And of course, I love their dive watches. Amazing. And James Bond will be like the ultimate grail for me. But then I looked, they had like this Hunter Green one, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then they had a Combat Black one. So it's like, But me personally, Breitling, in my opinion, Breitling has, aesthetically speaking, has better watches, more options. And again, the price is going to be more approachable than an Omega. So, me, I'm still like that. The Omega is like my that one I just told you, the Speedmaster 57. That's like, hey, I'm done. I will come to events. I will still showcase watches. I'll talk about watches. I'll be like, bro, but like that'll be it. That will be it. That will be the all of all watches. That's it. That one, yeah, done. Ohio Silver, Trap. You have expanded your collection in 2024 to a new level. Great to see you living the watch level straight. Man, bro. Let me show you a watch that I got this year. And it's a San Martin. My son walking to work. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I told you I was gonna glove him. I glove the mess out of him too. He don't look. I'm fire you up. I just knocked his brother out. His brother's sitting on the floor over there, twitching, about to die. That backhand strong, boy. But all right, so this bad boy right here, that San Martin. Now this is the homage to the Black Bay Pro. I bought this watch and I showed it, man. They got those gilded style dials on it, man. It's like so exaggerated. Fire you up, boy. But hold on, y'all, hold on. Man, this B about to fight. Oh, he gone. Dang, every time I go to put the watch up, it's like he come over here. You a hater, bro. Here, I got some coffee for you right here. Go on about your business. But anyway, this watch, he's so disrespectful, bro. This is so jeez. Take 10. So this, I promise, bro. Every time I put the watch up, the beat just comes straight back. I paid $157 or $60 for this watch. No, $164 for this watch. It is the homage to the Black Bay Pro. And there was a comment left. This watch is actually thinner than the original. But this is one, if you don't know anything about the Black Bay Pro, right? If you've never heard of Black Bay, and don't pretend that, like, some people just don't. Honestly, people just, they don't know. This is a watch that I would recommend to anybody. As a, you know, especially to anybody that's joining the military, you want to have something nice. And if you just, like, let's say for instance, you just signed up, you just joined the force, and you're like, man, I want an analog watch. This would be something, because I would wear this out in the field, beat the brakes off of it. And I believe this thing will hold up, man. I work out in this watch. And you can't, like, and it's reminiscent of the Tudor or Rolex sterile back. You can actually put whatever you want on the back of that, which I think it adds this a different flavor, man. And for $160, it got an NH34 in it. It's a cool watch, man. And now I do run the risk of, when I tell you guys about some of these watches, especially some of the bigger names, when they mention certain watches, man, the prices shoot up, man. The last Omega that came out is dope. Yeah, I saw that one. Politely asked to leave. Thank you for visiting. Yeah, bro. It's always somebody coming here, man. Like, somebody came in here the last time I was live. They said, hey, those are fake watches. Okay. Maybe your teeth are fake, or your hair or something. Like, it's something fake about you. Your whole attitude. You came in here disguised as a watch enthusiast, man, but you the ops. Bro, you like, you're an iPhone user, man, and you don't believe that analog watches are important. You don't believe in horology, so get out of here. Christopher White, okay, what do you think of the Invicta lineup on JTV? Do you think Shop had a better offering, or should we be patient? My honest opinion, it's gonna take them some while. I personally don't believe that JTV was ready. They were not ready. And the other thing too is, I would say be patient, because JTV, I'm pretty sure they got the information that I know about, that Invicta has they got some new stuff coming out. They haven't announced it, but they got some new pieces coming out, and that's what they're probably holding out for. I did see somebody posted the Tabaqua 8. Somebody did some wrist shots on it, and it had to be somebody. It had to be an employee. Had to have been an employee. But I believe JTV is holding out for that. Now, one thing I do need JTV to do is adjust the way. I'm not telling them to do exactly what Shop HQ did with Invicta, but they have to post the information on there, and they have to make it easier for people to absorb the watches, to get it. You know what I'm saying? They have to make it more inviting, because the way JTV's display is reminiscent of Evine back in 2017. It was cool, but you have to make it more functional, more free flowing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like whoever they got working on that. I get it. They have been a company for over 30 years, but the watch community, man, like they've done, like they have to adhere to the customers, man, because I saw the numbers. I saw the numbers of people that was watching, and I saw like some people like, hey, they backing out of JTV quick. I'm like, hey, man. And I know with this announcement, there's a lot that goes on, and this is a jewelry company. They're like, hey, I don't know if the question was asked, is watches that important? And I'm like, yes, to a number of people, man. And yeah, of course they're going to sell more jewelry than watches, but I'm like, hey, look, you're going to make up for this market because your word of mouth. So I would say hold out until the end of November to see how far, because rumor has it there's some new stuff coming up, and they may be holding out for that. Here you go. Don't mind me. Okay, moving on. I have actually have 3 more watches that I want to show you guys. So let's recap real quick. Let's catch back up. The Invicta, right here, Excursion. This right here is a number limited timepiece. I'm sorry, I got that upside down. Number limited timepiece. This is the Arctic edition. This is 164 out of 300, coming out of the Godfathers, out of another collector's collection, which I dig that. We do have the San Martin Black Bay Pro with the olive green, military green. It's like a putty. Really beautiful watch. And that yellow, man, look at that yellow GMT hand. Really dope. NH34. We have the Dufresne Travis Diver, skin diver, if you will. Really nice. Really niche. This is one of those, man. It's a standout piece, in my opinion. That's why I added it to my collection. This does have Vickers, and I have used this as a desk diver, and it still holds up. You know what I'm saying? Underneath there, brushing, in my opinion, is amazing on this watch. Another reason why I got it. Now, one thing I didn't tell you, I had a crown issue on this watch, right? I got in contact with Steve over there, Dufresne. He got it back to me so quick. In my opinion, his customer service is just as good. And it may be a Texas thing, but I would say that his customer service is just as well. Man, Texas watchmakers are killing the game. I'm gonna just put it out there like that. Travis took care of this. I wasn't without this watch for that long, and really, really nice watch. And I want to say this thing is running at a second per day, fast. So then we have the Spinnaker Dumas, B blasted, really nice watch. You can't really see it, but like it's a really fun watch. I like it. Oh, I didn't show you the crown. I think the crown is dope too. Look at that. Very pronounced watch. Then one of my favorite Seikos of all time. Yeah, this is the work of art. This is a work of art. This should be in a museum right here. This is a museum piece. Okay, the Spinnaker, and this is the Spinnaker hull, is what they call it. Look at all that polish, man. Look at this beautiful watch, man. Super comfortable. This is a one and done. This is and I'm telling you, I would recommend this watch to somebody that really is not into collecting, but you want something decent to wear on a day-to-day basis. This is one that I would highly recommend. If you're going to do a one and done watch, hands down. Simplistic, NH35, you set the date, boom. And then for NH35, you normally see the date over here to 3 o'clock. They put it down to 6, man. That's why, and I'm pretty sure that's why you thought it was a Miyota movement, because they put the date wheel at the bottom. But it's NH35, which, man, Spinnaker just killed it. Another reason why I like that company. This was given to me by Nubeo. That's why I have the paid programming. And I am forever thankful for them. But this right here, Star Trek timepiece. And I went with that yellow because why not? This is going on a cruise with me too. And by the way, anybody that's coming by, if you look at the AI, the AI generated, it's an AI generated thumbnail. I created that to show like state of the collection. And I'm going on a cruise here in about 56 days or something like that. So, okay, and then we talked about the ball. This is the Fireman Night Train. This is just an inexpensive way to get into that brand. And it has tritium tubes. That's one. It's like 61 tritium tubes on here. T100s. This thing, once you get your eyes adjusted at night, this watch. This is a luxury workhorse. That's all I'm gonna say. If you work, if you drive a bus at night, you know, or driving a truck or something like that, I would recommend this. So let me show you. Hold on. Press like we're coming in. Thanks, Leo. Yeah, I was waiting for him to come out. I'll backhand that sucker. Thank you. Great to hear. That San Martin has DK written all over. Yeah, it does. My fly is doing this bidding. It's not a fly, bro. That's a whole bee. Trap, I'm watching Lee for you. Thank you. Trap about to throw. I'm telling you, man. Hey, we about to throw hands, bro. About to throw hands. Corey, everybody speaking. Yep. Out of here, sucker. Santana's in the building. Y'all see that? Look at him. He's trying to. I know what it is. He just wants some screen time. You ain't fooling me, man. Get out of here, bro. You got to pay to play. Out of here, bro. Welcome, Sabrina. Thank you for being here. Where I'm from, I'm in Indiana. Sabrina. But wait a minute. Sabrina, are you working for Lee? Out of here. Are you working for Lee? Lee, is she working for you? You trying to pinpoint my location? You trying to bust me over the head? I'm on to y'all. One more sip, Trap. Get out of here. You are a good citizen and people don't believe you. Oh, man. Leo is killing the game. Oscar got a 318 slot. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You want me to get you a water or anything?
You can bring me some more water.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Thank you. Spinnaker looks like. No, you know I'm live, so I'm cool right now. The Spinnaker look like a titanium. It does, man. It does, but it's not, man. It's like bead blasted. If you can see. Pop! Get out! Pop! Out of here, sucker. Bead blasted, man. Really not, man. I'm telling you, like Spinnaker does a great job, man. And it hits that cost. And we were talking about this yesterday, and I saw Watches with Dennis talk about certain companies, man, that are like the industry is falling or crumbling under certain watch companies will be crumbling under this because people are, I mean, everybody don't have a bunch of money to be, thank you, to be out here dropping cash on watches over $2,000. Let's just put it like that. I know I had talked to Dave D and we both agreed. It was like, hey man, you know how many watches that you can get, really nice watches that you can get under $2,000 mark. But let me continue with a watch that you guys don't see that often, but it's still in rotation, and that's that Canopy right there. That's that Wake One. I got this, another Texas brand, Salida 200 regulated, 50 fathom style, but it has carbon in it. Look at that, carbon in the actual dial, not the dial, but the bezel. And it does, man, like that ceramic look. It looks wet. 50 fathom vibe. This is another watch that I consider, and this is DLC coded. This is another watch that I consider for it to be a black watch, to be an everyday one and done type watch. And the biggest gripe about this timepiece, this isn't the original strap. I just added that strap just to give it a different look. The biggest complaint about this watch is the loom isn't strong on Ford dive watch. The loom, it's not. It's a lot weaker than other ones, but it wasn't a deal breaker. This watch came out 2 years ago at $1,000. Is it worth it? It's a micro brand, right? So it's an acquired taste. You know, if you support, I mean, and the one thing I like about it is the symmetry of everything. See the canopy, you see that, I call it the Michael Knight era, because it reminds me of kits like little red light, whatever. Yeah, I can't make the actual noise, but y'all get it. And you really can't see it. All you see, like from a distance, be like, oh man, you just see some red going around. I just think that's a nice touch, man. And then the dial has the texture, like the texture on it. If you can see that. Beautiful texture. I know y'all get a reflection of that. But this is a watch, man. They dropped the price from $1,000 down to $599. I think that was phenomenal when they did that. Thickness of that spinnaker, I think it's 13. No, wait a minute, it's 12. 12 and some change. This one right here with the crystal is like 12 and some change. I have to measure. I don't know the thickness of this one. I'd imagine the same thing, just under 13 possibly. Let's see. I'm making clocks out of my yellow box. Oh, that's dope. It's useful though. Oscar, I'm getting rid of the yellow boxes. Okay, hold on. Just take a nap so I can go shopping. Daz Miles, what's going on, man? Robert Wood is in the building. Lee, I don't sleep. And if I do, I'm not alone. Of course, you got all those watches around you, sir. If you guys saw, Dad Mod has a watch that is being field tested by a great YouTuber, man. That's a nice watch, bro. Yeah, that's gonna be dope when you drop that watch for everybody to get. If y'all listen, we do support, and that's the other thing too. My collection it derives from, like, okay, Great Santini, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the way I collected this year, but let me explain the reason why. Is I was inspired by things that I think is the most important in a watch, right? When, you know, like, having a Swiss made watch is not always a telltale sign of that you got the best watch on the market. Sometimes just having, like, shoot, you can just go buy you a Casio, man, for $12 or $13, man, and be happy. Just be satisfied with that. But it's just the engineering that goes behind the watches, and knowing that Swiss made watches were like the gold standard with companies. The history, like, for example, through tragedy, the Ball Watch Company was born, right? Spinnaker, which is, right, micro brand, if you will. This watch company doesn't have a long lineage or history, but they bring history to you, right? So they name their watches after, like, the Picard and stuff like that. They name their watches after certain people or died equipment, you know what I'm saying, or subs or whatever. So all these elements made just kind of interest me, and I was like, when I got a chance to look at the Black Bay Pro, right, and I like that. I picked it up and I said, yo, that watch is dope. I saw the price and I was like, man, I really would like to have that watch now. So that was why I saw this. I said, yo, let me get that watch, because the Black Bay, if I was to get a Black Bay, my favorite Black Bay is the Heritage, that crimson colored vehicle, that crimson color one. But again, I ain't got four grand to just drop on the watch, bro. Let's see. Ball watches got the tritium, which is nice. Yeah, that's the other thing. Breitling's 140 is nasty. Let's talk about it. Man, bro. I actually got a glimpse of that thing yesterday. Was going through, because being somebody that love watches, once you go in there, you accept the cookies and stuff like that. And somebody had to explain what that meant, you know, accepting cookies. I signed up for the email blast so I could see what they had coming out. Even if I don't buy the watch company or don't, you know, buy into the watch company, I still like having information. And I will say that's a really nice watch. Only because Lee is throwing up I'm going to throw up mine. INOC and throwing up. Oh, Jerry Jones, you shooting blanks. Whatever you think. What's up, Monk? DMB. Watch sale is here. What watch is here? What watch is here? Shoot, I got a bunch of them. Good afternoon. Lee, get after it, bro. Y'all silly in the chat. That is y'all silly in the chat. That watch that by Dad Mod is really cool. Yeah, I like that, man, because I'm gonna tell you the one thing. Just looking at the dial, aesthetically speaking, I said it just screams tool watch, and it screams like that got to be on Trap's wrist at one point. Yeah, and then the other thing, the biggest thing is like supporting somebody local, bro. Like, I mean, you're not local to me, but you're in the community, so it's like, yo, why not? I hope a lot of you guys jump on that watch when it comes out. Um, and case in point, let me come up with the. We bringing it in for a landing, man. Then we're gonna have a little discussion. One of my favorite watches this year was this Hamilton right here. This is the Expedition. Very simplistic. It has that compass dial, which is very useful for people that's out like outdoorsy. It's not a gimmicky watch. I just like the watch. It's something that another everyday piece, something that could be a strap monster, and it just does it, man. It just does it. But there are, you know, the thing about with Hamilton is there are other companies. You know, I end up getting Cincinnati Watch Company has a field watch, right? For how much did I pay for that darn watch? $5 and some change? Yeah, $5 and some change. So keep this in mind. If there's a company that gives you that Swiss made, a moniker that you feel that you have to have, right? It's in the field watch variation. The one thing though that's different, that Cincinnati watch that I have has a very distinctive dial to it. As far as specification, it outshines this one. Water depth ratio on that sucker is 200 meters, screw down crown. And this one's screw down crown too though. This one's screw down crown, which I like. So this is one of my favorites. And the other favorite Hamilton of mine is the Jazzmaster chronograph, which I don't own yet. It'll come sometime, not this year. Ball watches got this. Okay, I read that. Hold on, let me go back down. Norse. Hey man, Scott's from Asgard, bro. I'm telling you, man, he's an Asgardian. Yeah, he's an Asgardian, man. I told y'all that, man. He got superpowers, bro. He said Lee is stealing beers too. Watch out, people. That's crazy, bro. Just so you know, in my neighborhood, Italian flag all the way down. So that's that. And the last watch I'm gonna leave you with is one of the most professionally styled watches. And I said, of all the watches on here, this one just has a very distinctive and professional look to it. Stylish. That green just, oh man, the waffle. Well, the green waffle dial, gradient, the 60-minute counter, man, reminds me of the actual show 60 Minutes. The finish on this watch, man, is phenomenal. And I know that there were a few people that left comments about this watch. They said they don't like the way that feels because it is a butterfly clasp. To be honest, it don't bother me one bit. I've slept in this watch 3 nights now. Just testing it out. The wobble on it don't bother me whatsoever. It is more expensive. No, this is the most expensive watch on the table. I said it was a ball. This is the most expensive watch in my collection to date, right now, I believe. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it later. But this is the most expensive watch that I have. And price is relative to what you know, that let me just say this, since I'm done with, you know, showing the watches. Cost for dollar, or what's the term that's always used, man? Like as far as price is concerned, we're getting the most bang for buck, or whatever the case is. It's something that's always used on YouTube, man. And as far as recommendations is concerned, all the watches that, like, these are watches that I have collected between 2023 up to this point. And if I say this, and I will continue to say this, if there's a watch that you like, that you enjoy, that you think that needs to be in your collection, let's say, for instance, offshore, right? The AP. And you found one at the luscious price of $24,000, right? If I mention it, by me mentioning it to you, I said this watch, and I got a short on this watch. Right now, it's buried somewhere in my shorts that I actually went out and looked at a blue offshore. And It was pre-owned. The watch was 24.9, I think it was. It's expensive. I looked at it and my mind went to like, man, this is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of history behind this watch. Uh, the build quality, I'm looking at them like, man, this is a phenomenal watch. I give you that. However, my mind went to $24,000. You know how many other watches I can get before that? And of course, my Panerai is more important than an AP, a Patek, or Rolex. Hands down. Hands down. And we're talking luxury watches. If we're talking expensive luxury watches, man, yeah, the Panerai and Omega are my two non-negotiable best luxury watches that can be in my collection. Those are the two most important. Now, yours is going to be different, but those are the most significant ones to me. Oh, let me get back into the cost-effective value-cost ratio. Yeah. Now I hear that. Cost-effective, yes, yep, thank you. To be honest, would it be better if the case size was smaller? Are you talking about on this Tissot? For me, no. I really dig this, but I think honestly, I hope Tissot do make this in a 40 millimeter because it is a very robust watch. I'm to be honest, tell you too. And for me, it's just right. But for somebody that has like a 6.25-inch wrist, man, I think they should actually offer this in the smaller size. They should. I think if I don't know how thick it'll be though. That's probably why they wouldn't do it in that. This is a thick watch for the size. It's proportionate. I believe that if they did this in like the 37 millimeter or the 40, it's gonna be thick. May not be comfortable. So then you'll have to go elsewhere to find that perfect watch. But for the people that like Tissot, and that's one thing about Tissot that I've been hearing is like people don't like this is the one thing they don't like. It don't bother me. It just don't it's comfortable on my wrist. You know how many Russian mail order brides you can get for oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh my God. Bang for buck. Thank you. Yes, bang for buck. Oh man. Russian mail order. Oh man. It's always one in the crowd. Always one. Okay. That was a good one, bro. I promise that was a good one. $25,000 is a lot of money though. You know, and that's just going back to what I'm saying though. And I do want to address the conversations that we had yesterday on the channel, and then tackling what Dennis was talking about, then tackling I watched like several other channels that talked about the importance of the watches that you have in your collection, what you should be seeking. I went to a channel yesterday saying that when I hear that the Speedmaster should be a watch that you add to your collection, there's no substitutes for it. I don't agree with that. There is the conversation of adding homage watches from the micro brand space. Some people don't believe in that. There's some people here on YouTube, and especially in the comment section, that the homage brands or the micro brands are a problem because they lack originality. And as I put this watch up, this one, yes, it's not a one-for-one copy, but it is a homage, and it allowed me to get the look that I wanted. Right? It allowed me to do that, and I don't shy away from, I like the watch, point blank, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because I know I will never buy I'm not going to buy the Black Bay Pro, because if I'm going, honestly, man, if I'm going to spend the $4,000 on a watch, I am automatically in my mind, I'm like, hey, that opens me up to a number of things, right? That opens me up to pre-owned Panerai. That opens me up to Breitling at the $4,000 mark, because there was a Super Ocean that I posted earlier this year. It was $2,500, man. It was like it wasn't a colorway that Vic wanted, but it was, similar. It was like the black and white. Vic wanted the white and blue, but it was $2,500. Box papers, the whole nine. So at that $4,000 mark, I'm cool. I'll stick with homages. Grand Dabrador movement, bang for buck. Okay, yep. Oscar is big but pretty light on the wrist. Those are big watches, right? I like Casio watches. They are tough as hell. I own 4 Casio. 2 are G-Shocks, but none of them are Mudmasters. Mudmaster's a big watch, bro. Mudmaster, that's a big boy. Hands down, that's a big boy. But I'd still stay. Now, is it a fair statement that some of the watches that you have or consider on buying are inspired by somebody of importance to you? Would that be a fair statement to say? Is there anybody in the chat that has purchased because you possibly saw either your like a hero or a celebrity, a president, or like somebody that's popular, or a YouTuber? Is that a fair assessment? Could I say that? I mean, so I can answer that question for me. I think, there's actually a few watches I bought because of other, like, people I knew personally had it. I looked at it, I said, oh, I like that. And I ended up buying it. The Panerai originally, because Sylvester Stallone wore the Panerai and I liked it, I fell in love with it. And then I actually got to see it in person, and I just knocked me off my feet. So, there are a number of watches that I was inspired to buy this year, to be honest. I didn't know about Spinnaker until your boy Dave D put me on. I didn't know about Spinnaker. Matter of fact, I take that back. I saw Spinnaker years ago when I was working at Enterprise. I didn't know what it was, right? I heard about the name, and I thought the watch was dope. But keep in mind, I forgot all about it. It was out of mind, and I was 20. We're talking 2017 when I first saw Spinnaker. 2018, I think it was 2018. And Dave D actually got me, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you should try this, try that. So, Jay Jones, the fact that you like Spinnaker, it's all Dave Z's fault, not mine. Just want to throw that out there, because I'm an avid collector on a lot of things, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that all of it was my idea to collect certain watches. I have to give credit what credit is due, and that's why I call that man the source. There's a couple of sources, man. You got people like T. White. Matter of fact, shoot, Scott, you another one, man. You an influencer, bro. You be kicking people down rabbit holes. Hold on. East side of Cleveland, Little Italy area. Oh, okay. Cleveland ain't no joke. I like going to Cleveland though. I enjoyed myself out there, man. There was a restaurant I went out to out there, man. It's called The Milk. Oh, that place was phenomenal. Cleveland was a spot, bro. Nope. Highly recommended them for Oxford. Cool Santini. I was looking at their smartwatch. Take that back. Okay, hold up, Drayson. Let me go back to your original comment, because I'm lost now at this point. Ball from Ohio. Yeah. Yep. You're going to miss it. Hold on, I'm just going back through your comments. Continue to see the technology related to smartwatches. Full name engraved on marble here. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm just reading through the comments. God, dog, man. Sorry, y'all. Got disconnected for a second. Would you sell all or your collection in order to get the money for a panorama? Do it. To be honest, Oscar, there are a number of watches that I will get rid of to get my panorama. And I've gathered some of them up to start that, right? Now, this is gonna be the crazy part. I am like the Invicta that I don't wear anymore. Yeah, I have, and I got them things price ready to go too. And I'm not about to fool around with it. Because one thing I do know about Invicta pieces, and I sold one of my deep blues already. Those watches at the lower cost, lower price point, especially Invicta. The way Invicta has done their price point, I definitely can tell you that they went that Jordan method, right? They got rid of the reseller because y'all know during COVID, a number of eBay sellers, man, bought Invicta at a certain price, and they were selling them high. Those Invicta pieces you couldn't get anymore, man. They was getting over. But then what happened was Invicta started bringing some of those pieces back, putting a different movement in it. And some of them did have a Salida 200 in it, but they brought those watches back nonetheless at a much lower cost. So there's some eBay sellers right now that's stuck with that. I mean, Invicta's done it before. And this is the crazy thing, and I don't know if they didn't know this or not, but during those times of shop, like the Shop HQs and the Shop NBCs and stuff like that, the one thing that jewelers would tell you from back in that day, back in early to mid 2000s, is they bought a number of Invicta pieces at the cost that they bought them, right? But then let's say, for instance, they bought a bunch of Venoms, and let's say Invicta was charging them a bare minimum of $150 per unit, per watch, and Shop NBC was putting Venoms out for at least 290, like 210, 199 or something like that, where this AD was selling Invictus for $350 to $400. And people seeing the Home Shopping Network, they said, wait a minute, one, I can get it on the value pay. Two, it's like almost $200 cheaper. So these people got caught with their pants down. And again, it happened again during, like, those eBay sellers was buying high or buying it at a whatever price. But like now they stuck with them. Because I've seen some of those eBay sellers, man, they've been having the same watch up there for 4 years at the cost that they want, man. They'll give you that 10 to 20%. I'm like, hey, you about to take a loss, brother. You about to take a loss. So that's why, like, when I'm selling mine, bro, I'm like, I'm not about to fight. And I get it. I paid a bigger price for them. I'm not looking to get nowhere near what I paid for them. All I focus is on that panorama, and that's what yep, that's it. Get out of here, sucker. Is he mad? Big mad? He big mad. He trying to sting me. Get out of here. Hold on, y'all. Man, this sucker about to fight. I know he pissed off. I can see through the camera, sucker. Trying to sting the back of my neck. Trap and everyone have a great afternoon. All right, J. Jones. I like everything but the color. Lee, the Murph is on the list for sure. Trap, did you see the new 40 Spinnaker Flus? Yes, I did. That colorway is sick. Trap, something coming to you soon. Just a hint. Mm. My next watch is the Murph. Hey, you know, did you see who was that? TGV. TGV just announced a watch that he had been working with this company. I can't remember the name of the company now, but he had been working with this company, and he designed a watch, and like they're coming out with a watch that he said this watch, and I think his title stated something like it's a Rolex Explorer and Murph Killer, Hamilton Murph Killer, and I looked at the stats on this sucker, man. It's a nice looking watch, nice little field watch, and it comes with a hardness coating on the metal. I don't know how many Vickers. I have to go back and see how many Vickers. It's like 1,200 maybe, but it is going to, and it says it's going to be around $1,000. So, and I know the Murph is about 800, 900 or something like that, but must be a clone or something. Trap. No, I'm gonna show you what it is exactly because I'm sitting at this table. Sir. And I'm like, I wish he'd just get the syrup and just leave me alone. I'm letting nature do what it do. What did I miss? I just went through my watch collection, bro. Some watches that I had collected, my state of the collection explained, so to speak, and just wanted to cover some stuff and then kind of give you guys my thought process on the watch collection, answer some questions, and just regular watch talk. Y'all know how I do. And I know going forward, man. So I also put in the title, I'm done collecting watches for 2024, right? There's nothing else that I desire to have because, like, I'm right now. I do want to get my Panerai, and I'll focus on that. But let's just say there's 3 watches, it's actually 10 that I would love to have, but 3 most definitely. One is the Certina, man, the DS models, and I'll take it either in that blue or the black with like the golden gilded dials and stuff like, or indices. One of those two. So, but that Certina most definitely is a watch that I want to add to our collection. The Formex Essence 39 millimeter is must have, and then the Panerai. Now that 4th watch wasn't on the radar, but I do like, again, man. Dad Mod is putting the watch out. He sent the prototype out to Skylar. I think that's a nice watch. It's a beautiful, beautiful timepiece. And I believe he said he wanted to have it like be at a 300 meters. So like he's really putting it off. But the loom got me, man. I was like, okay, that's cool. But I just want to, like, y'all know I support. I'm gonna support, man. I've done it with the big brands, man. Shoot, I've bought Hamilton, supported Hamilton, and those people don't know me. You know, not saying that their customer service wouldn't be great, but like once you buy it, my relationship is actually with Jake, because all my Hamiltons, with the exception of that Expedition, came from Trifecta. Handheart, thank you, Handheart. Yeah, check that out, man. Lee, check out TGV's video. And again, I am a huge Hamilton fan. I just dig Hamilton, right? But I much rather you make a decision to get the best watch that works for you, right? You know what I'm saying? And if the watch has exactly what you need at a reasonable price, I'm like, go with it. Brand loyalty only goes so far. Man. And I know that if there's any tactics that, you know, the one thing I do hate with the Swatch Group, you know, and Swiss brands as a whole, is the constant increase in price, and there's nothing new being added. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are continually going up, because I've looked at some of these videos of something like, for example, what was it? Gosh, what company is that? Squale. Is it worth the $1,000 that they're charging for now? Like like the watch that I have now is $1,100. I got mine at $899. But 2 years ago, that watch was, how much was it? It was, I think it was $799, $800, or 80 and some change, and it was still on $1,000. Now, don't get me wrong, the watch is phenomenal, hands down. The build quality is crazy. The heritage of the company is dope, man. But like, when you're looking at, there's so many other dive watches, like, I started getting into that realm of like, all right, I dig this, and the only reason I know about Squale is because of TGV. And after doing the research, and I was like, okay, I really like it. I went out to the AD, looked at it, fell in love with it. The loom is, man, one of the best looms I've seen out there. But going forward, I couldn't buy another Squale at $1,100 because, like, now I'm looking like, hey, I need some little more. I need a little bit more, like something else, something different, bro. Because if I'm giving you $1,100, man, that thing got better sing to me, because I'm at that point now, man. I'm like, with the exception of those two watches that I said, the Omega, and I'm not saying it's worth that. I'm not saying it. Hear me clearly. The Omega Speedmaster, or not Speedway. Is it Speedmaster? Yeah, Speedmaster 57. I don't think it's $9,100 right now. I don't think it's worth it. I don't want to spend $9,000 on it. But there may be some something that happens, or maybe in a position to get it one day. And I don't want to spend $9,000 on a watch. I don't. I'm gonna keep it 100. But I definitely want that watch. Definitely want that watch, and I may be able to get it at a reduced price, which that's what I'm gonna be swinging for when it's time for me to get it. Hopefully, I can get it for half of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend that much, but I still think it's a watch that I want in my collection, and that'll be the end of it. It's the same color as this hoodie. Your watch, last one came out. No, I haven't. Is that the same company that's going out of business? But the Batman and Coca-Cola one also. Oh, hold on.
They don't run them.
hey, I know, right? That only makes sense, bro. But like, I'm not collecting anything else this year. Nothing else this year. It will have to, something special would have to happen for me to collect something this year. But like, I'm done, because I'm more into the reflecting on what I have. I'll do a end of the year, I guess, state of the collection. You know, because I am running into the situation where, you know, there are companies that may send me a watch or something like that. And who knows? If anything is added, just know that it's coming from somebody sent it to me. Me going out to buy the watch, yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm having a hard enough time, you know, putting these watches in rotation right now, man. Like, you know, I go from, this has been on my wrist. I had my godfather's watch on this morning walking over here. As soon as I sat down, I put this back on. When I leave, I'm actually gonna put on my ball. So, bro, yeah. Everything will be okay when you wake up. I want to buy a watch so bad. There's nothing out there that I want. What type of watch you looking for, bro? Or I guess you're not looking for anything. If he said nothing. Invicta Pro Diver 1953. And Scott, you know what pissed me off about that? The 1953s now, and I voiced this. That's my favorite 40 millimeter timepiece from Invicta. That, man, I not like that even more over, because I have the 99, or was it the 9937 OB, right? The original bezel Invicta piece. And that 1953 is amazing, right? But they won't do it, and they haven't done it with the 2824, which I think it should have got. They didn't do it with the Sapphire Crystal, which I think it should have got. It should have gave the upgrade. It should even gave it a different bracelet. But not only did they not put that Swiss movement in there, but now they're not even giving you the Invicta yellow rotor on the back. I'm like, come on, bro. Yo, Scott, thank you for the $5 super chat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the thing. I ain't got the thing right now, bro. So I'm gonna have to just give you the little shoulder. Trap, I sent the Batcave Addy in your inbox on IG. Oh, okay. I have that one too, man. Strap Monster. Oh yeah. But the Batman and Coca-Cola were also available. Yeah, man, the 1953 bro is just it's a disappointment that like, and I want that, bro. Like, you gotta finish it strong, bro. You gotta finish strong, man. You gotta finish strong. So I hopefully I know I'm just one person. My voice don't mean nothing really, but I hope Invicta AL, bro, like, or your children, somebody from Invicta Camp, you see this video, man, I'm saying this right now. Give us a 1953, Swiss-made 1953, even if it's just a Swiss movement. I don't care. Put the Salida 200 in that bad boy. Put a Neota movement in it. I don't care. But I don't want the NH35. And if you do put a, like, I would prefer to have the 2824 in that. Bring out the colorways that you're going to do. Make it the official Invicta style like you do. But, like, man, you got to put that rotor back. Give us the yellow Invicta rotor on the back, man. That's like, you give a sterile rotor, man, you just, looks generic, bro. I'm like, no, man. You Invicta, bro. Like, why would you do that? Like, cut costs? Okay, cut costs with something else. Please, cut costs with something else, man. You can't, like, that's the gold standard, bro. Like, the Pro Diver. Hey, you know what else would be nice, too? Yeah, and I'm being greedy right now. So anybody from Invicta watching this, I'm being greedy. I would love to see you guys bring back the Speedway, right? Bring back the Speedway with the Swiss movement in it, in that bad boy. And bring the gemstone bezel back. Bring the gemstone bezel back, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to see, like, do an emerald. Like, bring it back an emerald. And if you have to cut costs on something else. So you can bring that back to us, because I think the Pro Diver 1953 should have a Swiss, just like, because it's a 1953. That Rolex in 1953 was Swiss made. So, in part, for it to be a homage, let's go ahead and put that Swiss movement in that bad boy, shove it up in there, either give us a Salida 200 or the Edda 2824, man. Don't even do the Miota movement. No, just got it Swiss made. And I'm done. I know, bro. Hey, dude, Trap. You brought me into this. Never heard of that movement. What movement? Oh, wait. Invicta should upgrade the movement on the Pro Diver to a G100. They wouldn't, man. I don't know what that would cost them, Julius. I really like Panerai, and I really like Panerai. I'm actually on Watch Crunch. I'm about to get my Panerai badge, man, because I just looked at it. I was like, I thought I commented on more Panerai pages than that, but I only had 3 Panerai 3 points towards getting my badge. I'll have that badge by the end of the day. Watch, because I went on there last night. I said I only got 3. I said, okay, I got you. I'm about to just comment on everything that y'all got. I'm doing that. So I got my Invicta badge, I got my Seiko badge. Panerai is about to be next. Tissot. I'm working on Tissot. I'm getting all that stuff. Yeah, I need my badges, bro. It's just like playing Xbox and getting an achievement. Sometimes I wonder if AL is in control of what comes and goes. It's I don't know. I can tell you this though. Your boy, who was it? Not a watch now. Billy had asked a question on his thing. If you could control a watch company, what company would it be? And what would you change about it, right? And he had a couple of questions. He said, we were talking about this, that, and the other. And there's not too many companies out there that I think that really need a upgrade. Like we talked about Fossil yesterday. Fossil definitely needs some help because I didn't know they were in the trouble that they were in. So yeah, I can see that. But I wouldn't want to go and change anything about any other company outside of like Deep Blue, right? Like Deep Blue, I think is underrated. It's not talked about enough. And they're primarily focused on dive watches, man. And I think that Deep Blue should dive back into because they got the dive watch. I think they should dive back into aviation and the field watch, right? Not so, and I wouldn't dare that's if I had Deep Blue as a company. I would go field watch and aviation at a low cost and still keep that standard of what they're doing. But Invicta, if I had a chance to do Invicta, bro, I'm bringing back all the greats. If I had to, so with them having 50 plus models, they got 50 of them bad boys, 53 or something like that. Different models from their reserve line to the heritage to S1, Pro Dot, all these different models, man. I'm literally cutting some of those. I know you guys some of you guys like the Thermal Glow and the Mammoth. Those would be two that will never see the day of light. Again, with me, there'll be several lines that I will cut and focus that money right back into the S1 because I think they should have a healthy blend because I don't think the large watch is going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the large watches because you got people that got big wrists, man. Like T White, he ain't even got a sizes jump. That dude buys the watch and takes out the case, put it on his wrist, or take the plastic off, put it on his wrist. I was like, wow, bro, you got a Shaq wrist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you got to satisfy your fans that like the bigger watches. But at the same time, you have to give the people what they love, what brought them to Invicta to continue to buy, man. And the hematite, they don't do that anymore. It's a lot of stuff that Invicta don't do that I would love to do. And I think we're just cutting some of those lines and just reallocating the money to go into stuff that, bringing back those old greats. Shoot, some of the classic watches that they had, man, from the 70s. Yeah. So I don't know if sometimes I don't know. I think AL's more focused on their European market or the race, that F2 racing. Now you dancing to no music. Yeah, bro. Plus finishing on the movement is lovely. ETAs are king. Movements, love them. Yeah. Reserve. Tony White. LGP. Movement. Yeah, on that 1953. I don't want to tell my next watch because it's limited. But Timex has one limited airline company. Timex brought out a GMT watch a couple months back, 4 months ago, that I was really like, please bring back gemstones. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Why not? Why not? My wife has a ruby, it's half paved at the very bottom of the watch. Nothing but rubies. That watch is dope. Rubies, man. I think gemstones, man, is just fire opal. Just imagine having a fire opal gems around your watch and stuff. People like gems and stuff like that, man. It's a different vibe, man. People like this stuff. People like flat, because people like wearing their suits and stuff like that, throwing their hats on with it. And I'm talking about their Dob hats. Well, if y'all know what Dob hats is, man, I'm going back in the bag, bro. Cause I used to have a collection of Dob hats back in the day. But yeah, man. Any watching the NFL? Yeah. I got invited to a tailgate today too. And what time is it? Oh shoot, it's too late now. I would like to see more Invicta Reserve. R150's not being used like that anymore. ETAs, my Zulu time, so freaking good. Yeah, man. Just bring quality back. I don't think that's hard. The Spirit Zulu time, GMT. I like that. Oscar, it's a lot of games on right now. Yep, no complaints with the Solitas I own. Yeah, I have no problem. Don't touch my Octane. I want Reserve to be Reserve again. And that's why For the life of me, bro, I don't understand why. Why? You know what I'm saying? And I get, I heard AL said this out his mouth, man. It's like he wasn't concerned about the industry, like what the industry was doing, because Invicta's done their own thing, but he's more concerned about what the customer wants. And I'm like, maybe there's not enough people that's talking about that they want that stuff, man. But that has been a major, in these past few years, that has been a major topic, and people will stand by Invicta. That's why I said they're a different breed. People stand by Invicta, right? And I like the pieces that Invicta has. Like currently, I don't look at the current pieces, man. I think it was dope though. They just brought back they brought out a new NFL style watch, right? I don't know if it's into a pro diver or whatever, but it's on a Milanese bracelet. I heard some of you guys left comments saying that, hey, I don't think that Invicta should be overdoing on the Milanese bracelet. And I'm like, well, you got to consider how many, like, there's millions of people that are buying Invicta. So I think that's cool. That's cool that they jumping on Milanese bracelet, you know what I'm saying? Because like the number of us that are looking for particular things, it's not going to, it's like that. Our group is niche. It's super small. But when it comes to the rest of the world, Milanese bracelets, man, like that's actually a step up for Invicta. It's giving it a different look. But like you said, Chris, having that quality, the watches got to mean something, man. And they just do. They just have to mean something, man. Because these are things that really got like some of your fans involved. When Invicta went to Basel World back in 2013, man, bro, that was a big deal, man. People like, yo, Invicta is there with all of those big names. Like AL is there. He was there with what's that? Dwayne Wade's wife, current wife, whatever, the actress. She was there repping with Invicta. You know what I'm saying? And like that was a big deal. And people were on board for that, man. People love seeing actors in their favorite watch. Michael Jai White had on an Invicta during an interview. I saw that, man. And people that saw that, I know they went crazy. But again, man, you have like that. You have to capitalize on that stuff. Try it. The Clements watch is clean too. Yeah, it is. I want reserve to be okay. Damn, I've never had a Salida movement, but I got a friend. Salida 200. He tells me it's a great movement. It's super accurate. Yeah, man. And even if you got a Salida 200 that's not regulated, which I had one regulated, that thing is on point, man. That thing runs like a top, bro. That thing runs like a top. Yeah. I've seen some vintage Invictas. They are so timeless. Julius, I saw, Ryan Johnson has a watch in his possession right now. And it is, I believe, late 70s. And this watch is a classical, it will remind you of that Prestige Cocktail Time Seiko that I have, right? The case back is 18 karat gold. The entire case back is 18 karat gold. Pure mechanical watch. I looked at it, man, leather strap on the thing is beautiful. It's in mint condition. That watch on eBay is fetching $5,000 for that Invicta, that particular one. And I don't even think it has XXXX on the back of it for the model number. Because I believe like they weren't using model numbers like they use now. But that watch, it's beautiful. I love the Sand 43 millimeter Value Vintage watch. Yeah, I saw one on, I think it's still one available on Matt's Watches. Has sort of like a patina dial on it too. Yeah, it's like a cream colored dial. It's patina. Spawn. What Invicta was doing in the early 2000s was such a huge difference compared to now. Vintage Invicta has so much creativity and Swiss quality movements. And so let's talk about that for a second, because we touched that a little bit, man. I personally will say that maybe it cost effective or whatever. So the discussion I had was, I said, well, Invicta probably don't want to invest that type of money in going back on some of those old movements, the old ways and stuff like that. And I was stopped in my tracks and was like, yo, Trap, well, think about this. How is it that a micro brand can give you a watch that's regulated, Swiss movement, sapphire crystal, even add coating to their watches for like $600, right? He said, man, you can get a company that just started, right, anywhere from $499 up to $1,100, right? And we know that back in the day, Invicta was selling their Values with no discount on Shop or Shop NBC for $1,200. You can even go, Wing was selling watches back in the day, man, for that price. Like those videos, you can go look that up. Look up Shop NBC Android with Wing, and you'll see those prices were $1,200 to $1,600, right? And you guys that came in during the early 2000s, you bought those. So we're going back 17, 18 years. You guys were spending that money on those watches now. And this is what was said to me, like, Trap, I don't want to hear that Invicta can't spend the money on it because there are smaller companies that are doing this. And I was like, I can't argue it. I can't argue that because look at Wing. How big is Wing right now? And I don't even know if he's actually going to go to Shop HQ. I haven't checked back in with them, but just think where Wing with Aragon right now. Aragon, hands down. This man, he just got a sale right now. You could buy one watch for, I forgot how much it was. So Proud Movement, like $500 or something like that. And then you get the next watch with an NH35 for like $5. Bro. So, and Wing's quality is on point. So with that being said, I'm like, I don't have an argument. I can't say, because if Wing is doing it, right, and he's a smaller company than Invicta, I'm like, hey, bro, what's happening? What's happening? Let's get it. Gabrielle Union, thank you, bro. I couldn't think of her name for nothing. Hey, bro, I'm loving the Richard Harvey. Oh, man. Invicta is not a trusted brand anymore. Bro, but like, we can't give up hope on Invicta just yet, bro. We can't give up, man. Hey, I told you, Invicta collectors, man, are loyal. They are loyal, man. They are super loyal. I mean, they're shouting to the rafters like, "Hey, L, do something! Stop! This ship got holes in it, man. We sinking, bro. Give me back some of the stuff that you did back in the day, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I still feel that, and I stand on this. During COVID, when I witnessed the Sabakwa specialty feature a VD, a Seiko quartz movement in it. Oh no, I'm sorry, PC movement, right? And these movements are super cheap, right? Probably cost you, if you were to put a watch together, a simple quartz watch, probably cost you a couple bucks, $2 or $3 on eBay. When I saw that they dumbed down the Sabakwa specialty to make it affordable, that made my eyes burn. Because I've always looked at that watch as being one of the top tier pieces with the Venom as well, as being one of the top tier pieces, and I didn't feel like there was going to ever be a shortcut for that watch. Whoever idea it was to make that watch affordable, I didn't like it, because you maintain the integrity of certain watches in your brand. Because I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, you're not going to see Mercedes or BMW dumb their top series. That 6 Series BMW, you're not going to see them. They're not going to dumb it down. They're not. You're either going to be able to afford that car or you're not. So that's how that watch looked to me. Because AL, they asked this man every year on the cruise, AL, what's your favorite watch? The Sabakwa Specialty. Okay, the Sabakwa series is very special. The Sabakwa Normal, very special because it's an abbreviation of his kids. So the Sabakwa line as a whole, from the Sabakwa Venom to the Sabakwa Specialty to the Sabakwa Normal 1 through 8 now, None of those watches should ever, and I'm gonna say this, they should have never, get out of my camera, bro. What's wrong, you camera hole? Get out of here. Um, those watches should never have dropped. They shouldn't even have an NH35 in them. That's just my personal opinion. If you want a cheaper watch, go get you a Pro Diver. If you want a cheaper watch, go get you a Speedway or S1. You know what I'm saying? And S1, I believe, was actually a variation of the Pro Diver anyway. I wouldn't like, and to Billy's question, if I could take over, if I had a say over that watch, the Sabako series would have never took a dip. That will always, it will have the quartz, it will have nothing less than an 80-40 yen. That's it. I wouldn't do it. That's just me. Invicta can still be saved. They're just going to full speed in the wrong direction. Dave D, have you been with us on JTB chat lately? The only way for them to change is for customers to stop buying. Dirk was live on Shop last night. Really? Invicta is not okay. I had a conversation with somebody in the company last night, and things are going to change. Yeah. That's, they working on it, man. You know what, Scott, and everybody in the chat, and I will say this too, man. The way the watch market is right now, it was as if like you had multiple ships and we're racing towards something, right? All these ships are racing towards something, and one ship actually had multiple brands in it, and they said, hey, okay, you're not a part of our group, but like we have similar interests, so go ahead and jump in on the ship and let's go. Invicta was like, let them go ahead, we're gonna kind of slow off, we're gonna go over to Kay's Island, man, and chill and sit there. And I think that they missed a lot of cues, they missed a lot of opportunities to advance the thing. Oh, and actually, in my opinion, Invicta had an opportunity to incorporate a certain style with their customers. You know what I'm saying? Because let's think about this. You went from elite diamonds to just your regular diamond pieces. You had the heritage, you had the reserve, right? And then you went from that until what was the other one, man? The AL collection, because remember that was heritage. They went from the heritage collection to the AL Lalo collection. I was like, okay, what's the difference? It's the same watch. It's got AL signed the other one too. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, bro? So they literally changed these names. So they got you primed to move. Now they got the latest and greatest was the masterpiece. So they changed these names, but like you didn't change the classification of certain watches. You didn't make the S1 with like the S1 now, because you have those racing themes. I think you had an opportunity to with I'm gonna say with Blue Label, purple, platinum, the red. Those should have had a heritage model in each one of those. I believe the NFL watches should have had a heritage model. Each one of those should, of course, have your, you know what I'm saying, like your base models that people get into, but there should have always been a top of the top, like with the packaging and everything, man. Like it should have been a full blown, and you didn't have to do a whole bunch. You could have did 125 of each one of these watches, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have forged the way we went. You could have literally led us to how you want us to go. And keep in mind that people are coming down in size. So people have considered, like Joe, for example. Joe, he was like, I would have never thought I'd have, been comfortable with a watch less than, 50 millimeter or 48 millimeter. He got a 44 millimeter timepiece, like, you know what I'm saying? And he's rocking that bad boy. But I just feel like they missed an opportunity. And now that we're at this point where the economy has tanked, people are very selective on. There's still people buying watches, though. There's still people buying watches. May not be as much as they were during COVID, but like it's up to you guys, man. Like, because people are well informed. That's the problem. I think I'm seeing. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. People are well informed with what they can get for the price, man. Like your dollars got to count. Dave D. Okay, I've read that already. Read that one. Hopefully, Sky. He has a timepiece that makes big watches. To feel okay. What brand, Tony? That's the attitude that needs to be adopted to Invicta Trap. Yeah, I'm telling you, that would be good to see. Scott Aragon watch. Okay. Yes, Travis. And I asked them to reach out to you also. Okay, cool. I love my 7 Series Trap. If BMW downsize my features, they will sit on the lot. I like to see more watches like the 9937, but with sapphire and high-end options. Yeah, like yeah. Grace Centennial. I mean, what will stop Invicta from doing that? I'm like, for the life of me, Spinnaker. Even if you use the NH35, Spinnaker loom is ridiculous. Seiko loom is nuts, right? And you can get the Lumi Bright, man, for like what, $325, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, there's too many companies. Freaking Sam Martin loom is nuts, and I got that watch for $150 or $64, man. $164, bro. Hold on, let me. $164. Loom is on point, and it lasts just about all night. And it's like, I don't think that's too much to ask, because I'm still a fan. I'm still a customer. I'm still one, man. Y'all know, anybody that know me in the Invicta community know that I love Pro Divers. Hands down. That was my most collected watch among anything else. And then when I went to like the bigger size watches, man, like for the big boys, man, I was Grand Octane, but like I stopped wearing Grand Octane because it's too heavy for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I stayed with the Sabakwa Noma 1 and the Sabakwa Noma 3. Those are two of my favorite Sabakwa series. And I'm like, yo, where those at? You know, you don't always have to put a Value 7750 in that bad boy, but like, oh, come on, man. Give me the loom. That's the one thing. Like, Invicta's loom is super weak. Super weak. Wing, loom. Anybody that has any Aragons in your collection, know that loom ain't to be played with. Ain't to be played with. Invicta does not care about the collector. They are making their money based on the fashion style of things. Hold up, man. I gotta get my They do more like sapphire crystals, okay. I have a 42 that I rock, no problem. Yeah, see? I'm so ready for an Invicta. I want to see what the hype is about. Hey, Joe, I got to send you something today, Joe. Something that we talked about. I didn't have it before. I got it now, so I got you. I'll text it to you after the show. You guys want Value 7750 watches? I have thought about making some, but the movements are expensive. Would be about $1,000 watch when done. See, and I will buy from you, Dad. I will buy from you. You know what I'm saying? Because, and this is what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say we wasted money, but that's what made me fall in love with like modifications. Because it's like, hey, you're asking for this, you asking, these companies aren't hitting them. That's why, like, oh, excuse me, allergies. Sheesh. These companies are doing a lot, like micro brands are doing a great job filling those wants and desires. So for Value 7750 at $1,000, knowing that I didn't do it, but like people were buying Invicta back in the day, and there's some in the chat right now that was spending $1,200 to $1,500, and they didn't get any discounts off of it. They wasn't doing the, hey, the MSRP for this watch is $4,000 and you get it today. Bro, that watch came out, hey, you get this watch right now, the Value 7750 and the Pro Diver for $1,750, or the Elite Diamonds, this thing is $2,200. It wasn't no, hey, then let's take another 20% off. You paid that price. Now, they had the 5-month value pays at one point. Sometimes they did 3, because back in the day, I remember that they did either 3, 5, or then they just ran with the 6. I can't come down the size. My wrist way too big. Loom can be expensive to make, really good too. Lumicast, Lumibright. I love my Tobacco 3 project. Yeah. Like the new Christopher Ward, man. But again, here's the thing, Dad Moms. You put it out there, we're going to buy it. Hands down, bro. Hands down. You put it out there, we're going to buy it. You know one thing I asked Invicta for? I was so pissed when this happened. I had a pro diver that literally it was a military version, and it was a military pro diver, gunmetal. It had the United States stamp on the case back, NH35. I wore that watch when I got it. When I opened it up in the military box, I was like, it had a dog tag in it, had all that. I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts, man. I loved it, man, and it just always reminded me of my service, my duty, what I did for country. And do you know that the bezel, the numbers wore off? It wore off. And I was so, oh man, I was hurt, bro. So I reached out to Invicta and said, yo, I've had this watch for 3 months, man, and the paint, the ink is rubbed off. And could you guys send me another bezel? Can you fix this or like do something, man? Never did anything for me, man. And I paid it. Now, granted, when that watch first debuted, man, I paid $250 for that watch when it first came out. And a month later, that watch was, it had went down. It was on Invicta stores for $100, bro. I was like, wow. So not only did my bezel rub off, but now this watch is $100 on Invicta stores. I was pissed. But like, had you like, even with like those special series, man, like reserve means reserve. Reserve is not NH35. Reserve means Swiss made movement. You can put the Swiss movement on there because it's not made in Switzerland. I don't care. That's fine. Because we know that Invicta was made to make an affordable watch for the average fan. But when you put those high quality names on there, I want high quality everything. I want the sapphire. I want the loom. And guess what? We'll pay for it. I mean, people, Invicta collectors have proven that they'll pay for it. That mine's also on Christopher Ward, that new GMT look. I like that one. Invicta, what's that? It's got not that series. I looked into it, style and loom for my dials, but it was going to cost me $20K for minimum order. Oh no. Android, bro. Remember, he was that before Aragon. Yep. Oscar, I sent the request. You are never going to get Invicta back to what it used to be. You have to. Too many people that do not care about the better pieces. They only care about the low prices. That's true. I'm going with Jerry Jones' answer. I only have 2 watches. Ha! The first and the last. They can build a watch for $10 and sell it back to you for $110. Why would they go back to doing what they used to do? What up, Don Juan? That is true, bro. Sheesh. Scott never had an Invicta. If you send a request, you get a lot of Instagram messages, man. That request buried somewhere. Good luck finding it. Good luck finding it. You have to send them a new one, bro. Invicta had us, and they took us for granted. We didn't care that the cost. We just bought them. And that, and the sad thing about that is, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see the loyalty that Invicta collectors have. It does not. It does not. And I get, they push, and I don't know, like there was a disconnect. It's like when you push it for new customers, I'm like, do you understand that your old customers bring in new customers? Bro, just look at the Facebook groups alone. Just the Facebook groups alone, man. Like Invicta's name is out there. And I know that it was said that, hey, YouTubers or people on social media really don't increase sales. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And I would even challenge anybody from Invicta to audit my page. Just do an audit. And it's gonna take you some time. I doubt you, I know you were not gonna do it. Nobody's gonna do that. I'm like, you know how many years that I have to go back to look through all the messages and stuff? But if you did a audit, took your time, take about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month to go and look through all of the stuff and look at how many people said, Trap, I got this watch based on your recommendation. Trap, I came on this cruise because I didn't know about the Invicta cruise, and then they bought watches. So for that statement to be made that, hey, people don't listen to influencers, are you serious? I will say this to anybody. Look at Nico Leonard's channel. How many watches does that man sell? Just off his voice. TGV, how many watches does he sell? He's an influencer. The Talking Hands, Andrew Morgan, how many watches has he sold? And let's get this straight. I am not like, bro, like I'm so far on the totem pole, but I'm making that point though. With me being, and this is well before I had 1,000 subscribers. How many watches have I recommended that I've showcased, man? People see stuff, when you see it on screen, bro, stuff look good to you, they buy. They buy. And there's a missed opportunity. There's a missed opportunity. They just do. So many people I know talk about Invicta. There's a lot of people. Lynn Shocker had made a comment in 2023 that based on the numbers, Invicta has made it to over 14 million homes around the world. That's worldwide. 14 million people have purchased Invicta. 14 million sales or what have you. I'm going to say 14 million sales. Let's say 14 million sales. I know it's more people or probably less people. But shoot, I think Jay Jones, he made up like 6% of the 14 million sales. I know he's not here. He'll cuss me out later. Invicta had it. Okay, I read that. Okay, Scott. Yeah, I'm about to actually get up out of here myself. Same with the Bel Canto. Ooh, the Bel Canto. Good watch, but I myself don't like design. Who is that on the thumbnail? Oh, that's AI generated. It's AI generated. It's AI generated. I was just messing around with it. It's nobody. Somebody I just told AI, I said, hey, I need a guy that's holding a box of watches on the Lido deck of a ship to do is talk about his watches, whatever the case is. And that's what they came up with. I've been dabbling with the AI stuff recently. Even with like my song, my intro for battles, Watch Wars, that's AI generated. I put it in, I actually got that app from Billy from Not a Watch Now, and I just put in like, hey, I typed in my name, Watch Wars, and blah blah blah, from Invicta to the most expensive watch. And what's funny is like I never put the name Rolex in there. That AI came up. They said, okay, he said Invicta to the most expensive watch, and it came over Rolex itself. So I thought that was pretty dope. Looks like you are about 10 years ago. I will guess. I thought that's what it was. Much rather see you. Okay. Hey, so with you saying that, I would definitely put me up. And you know what's crazy? Because nobody's ever, I would definitely do that. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because one person said, I normally do stuff like that. If people, you know what I'm saying, with me testing stuff out, if you guys don't like the AI, no problem. Because like you guys, like this the hangout, this the spot. I want you guys to feel comfortable and enjoy the conversation and feel safe here, man. So yeah, I make adjustments for folks, man. Probably. You know what? Let's shoot for. If I do it, it'll probably be like 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. Yeah, let's do a live tonight, Joe. If you don't mind, we come up like we can do a live, bro. Just because INOC. Hey, Scott, you got to come on the show at one point, bro. I want you to come up on the show, man. I want you to come up there. You feel me? Yeah, let's do a show later, man. We'll do a show later. We'll do a live to, you know what I'm saying, have a community effort and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm out of here. Please do a live tonight. All right. Well, it's decided. We can do a live. I'm actually about to walk back to the crib. Shoot, I've been here for a couple of hours, man. They probably like, you know what's funny? Because I'm outside. I'm pretty sure people looking out like, what is wrong with him? He keep doing his hands. Is he looking? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's probably filming me. So if you see this on like some social media, let me know. There's somebody in there is posted me and stuff like that. You know, yeah. Just look out for your boy. So anyway, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys, man. This has been dope. 2 hours. This is the longest vertical live I've ever done. That's crazy. Whatever. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be blessed. Until later on.